Have you ever experienced something cold on the back of your neck, even when there's no explanation as of why? Did you know that more than 60% of people have experienced something that they just straight out cannot explain? Today, we're sharing the top 10 real-life haunting stories that will give you the chills. Welcome to Retraced Echoes, where we explore the creepiest parts of reality, from haunted houses to restless spirits. These aren't just made-up stories, these are real events that is extremely hard to explain. Get ready to dive into the unknown. In a world full of myth and legends, it's easy to think that ghost stories are nothing more than just pure fiction. But what happens when regular people encounter things that they can't explain? Shadows moving on their own, hearing whispers in empty rooms, and invisible forces that leave marks on the skin. Today, we're going to be sharing true stories that blur the line between real life and the supernatural. The Amityville Horror. Now, in 1975, the Lutz family moved into a cute little house in Amityville, New York. Now, this was just 1 year after Robert DeFeo Jr. had tragically killed 6 members of his family inside that very home. Now, they were completely unaware of the house's dark past. George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 kids, they moved in hoping for a fresh start. But soon, strange things began to happen. Everything from foul smells inside the home, cold spots that would appear for no reason, and doors and windows that would open and close on their own. Now, George kept waking up at 3:15 every single morning, the exact time of the grisly murders. Terrified, the family fled after just 28 days, leaving everything that they owned inside the home. Their story became one of the most famous haunted house tales in American history, which inspired movies as well as books. The Infield Poltergeist. In the late 1970s, the Hodgins family from Enfield, England experienced one of the most well-documented hauntings of all time. It started with furniture moving on its own, toys being thrown by invisible forces, and a very scared and terrified 11-year-old Janet levitating above her bed. Sometimes her voice would even change to sound like that of an older man who said he used to live in the house. Now, over 1,500 strange occurrences was recorded by investigators, everything from voices to unexplained movements. And even though some people completely doubt the story, the Infield Poltergeist remains one of the most famous cases of paranormal activity ever, the Sallie House haunting. In Atchison, Kansas, the Sallie House is known for being haunted. In the 1990s, Tony and Deborah Pickman moved in and quickly experienced very strange things. They saw a young girl that was later known as Sally, sometimes friendly, but always scary. Objects would fly across the room. Tony suffered scratches and burns with absolutely no explanation. Now, a lot of this picked up when they started renovating the house. Activity only got worse. Now, investigators have captured audio and video evidence of strange things happening. The Sallie House, it remains a hot spot for paranormal activity, with many believing that there are multiple ghosts haunting this very home. The Bell Witch of Tennessee. Now, in the early 1800s, the Bell family, it was haunted by the spirit called the Bell Witch. Now, they heard noises, and John Bell's own daughter, Betsy, she was oftentimes pinched and slapped by an unseen force. Now, the witch even spoke to them, saying that she would be the reason that John Bell would die. And in 1820, John died after drinking a very mysterious liquid, and the witch, she claimed it as the cause of his death. Now, the Bell Witch legend is one of America's oldest and scariest of all ghost stories. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana. Now, in Louisiana, the Myrtles Plantation is one of America's most haunted houses. Built in 1796 on Native American burial ground, the house has seen its fair share of tragedy and death. Now, visitors, they oftentimes see ghostly children and a woman in a green turban. Now, footsteps are always heard when no one is around, and a haunted mirror is said to trap the spirits of the dead. Now, the plantation is now a bed and breakfast where guests can experience its very eerie history. The Eastern State Penitentiary. Once a prison in Philadelphia, it's now highly known as being haunted. Built in 1829, it introduced solitary confinement, which drove many of its inmates insane. People have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing whispers, and having an overall sense of dread. Now, cell block 12, it's especially creepy, with echoing laughter and strange shapes that appear just out the corners of your eyes. The prison's dark history, it makes it a very popular spot for all the paranormal investigators. The Whaley House. In San Diego's Old Town, the Whaley House is famous for its hauntings. It was built on land that was originally that of gallows where criminals were hung, and the house has been a home to many of deaths, including some of the original family. Now, visitors have seen spirits of the Whaley family as well as others. They've heard footsteps that echo on empty floors, doors that open and close on their own, and the scent of lavender perfume that lingers in the rooms. Now, the Whaley House, it's now a museum where visitors, well, they might just encounter its ghostly spirits. The Winchester Mystery House. Now, in San Jose, California, the Winchester Mystery House is a bizarre mansion built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the original rifle company's owner. After losing her family, she was told by a medium that she was haunted by the spirits of people that was killed by Winchester rifles. She built the mansion of over 160 rooms that have secret passages and staircases that lead to nowhere. People still report hearing footsteps and seeing doors open on their own in this very mysterious house. The Tower of London. Ghost of the Tower of London is one of England's most famous landmarks, but it's also known for its ghosts. Anne Boleyn, executed by her husband, King Henry VIII, is oftentimes seen wandering the grounds. The ghosts of the two young princes, believed to have been murdered in the tower, also haunt the area. Visitors report feeling watched and hearing whispers in the night. The tower's long, dark history makes it a very spooky place to visit. The RMS Queen Mary. The RMS Queen Mary, once a luxury ocean liner, is now known as one of the most paranormal places in all of America. After years of tragic accidents and deaths, well, the ship is just filled with ghost stories. Now, guests have reported seeing a lady in white in the ballroom and hearing the children near the empty pools. The ship's eerie past, well, it continues to fascinate those who are interested in the world of the paranormal. Now, these just aren't campfire stories. These are real experiences that, well, they make us question reality. Have you ever had a strange experience that you can't explain? Please share in the comments down below. Who knows? It could possibly become one of the episodes that I do on my podcast that's released every single Wednesday. Also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more spooky stories. And also, check out some of our other supernatural videos. You'll find them right over here. You might not want to watch them alone. Till I see you in the next video, goodbye.